Fire Maidens, Venice, Billionaires and Bodyguards, Book 7. Tony strode through the streets of Venice, trying to convince himself this was a good idea. But as soon as he turned the corner to the Piazza San Marco, his steps slowed. All those people, all those years he'd spent away. "Come on already," his cousin Rocco prodded him from behind. "When are you going to get a better chance to do this?" Tony looked around, still soaking it all in. Venice, where he'd been born and bred, the only place he'd ever called home and the only place he ever would. But as a man framed for a murder he didn't commit, he couldn't risk setting foot there ever again. "Don't worry," Rocco said. "No one will recognize you, not with that mask on." Tony glanced around, readjusting his full-face Carnival mask, a black one with bronze highlights and a passive expression he couldn't mirror inside. For years, he'd dreamed of being back in Venice, but now that he was steps away from the glittering facade of Basilica San Marco, he barely noticed it. The piazza was crowded with people. Surely someone would recognize him. On the other hand, many people were wearing masks and costumes, most more spectacular than his. No one would give him a second glance when they could gawk at the fully done-up Carnival goers. Rocco was right. It was the perfect time for him to sneak in to Venice, drink his fill of the city he loved, then sneak out again. His inner lion growled. "Shouldn't have to sneak." And just like that, the old ache was back. He was tired of hiding his identity, and he never wanted to leave. Venice, for all its problems, was home, and it was his duty to guard the place. At least, it had been, until everything had gone wrong. He fiddled with his mask. "Maybe this isn't a good idea." Rocco laughed. "Definitely not a good idea. But come on, live a little." "The palazzo isn't far now." Rocco steered him forward. "Trust me, it will be fine." Tony wasn't so sure, but an inexplicable sense of purpose propelled him along. "We have to see this through," his inner lion growled. "We have to be there tonight." His animal side had insisted on that for days, even weeks. Gradually, those vague wishes became images, not just of the past, but of the future, of something terrible happening if he weren't there to stop it. Those images had become more and more concrete until he'd succumbed to the urge and covertly entered Venice. Not at any random time, but exactly that evening and at that exact address. "We have to be there," his lion insisted.